let's go into your chat and click on the link. Go to your Facebook and share your wins for the week.
Wins.
What might that be? What could that be?
I survived my first few days back at work.
That's my first one too. I survived.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm not going to argue with Facebook, who doesn't want to talk to me.
Oh,
I love it. Okay.
what happened, Denise?
Pardon?
What happened that he doesn't want to talk to you?
It's just going around and around in circles. Did it. Oh, no internet this morning.
Oh, poor thing.
Well, maybe you're not meant to be doing anything, honey.
I wasn't. I needed a rest.
That's it.
Don't just give me the love heart. I want to see your wings.
Well, I'm
I've
doing
only
it.
got 2. That'll do.
Who is showing off here now? Only got 2.
Me.
Well done. We need to celebrate that. We need to start celebrating. The 1K week, like you didn't even say 1K month. It's like 1K week. Who can do the math here? 1K week equals to how many Ks month?
In a month, that's 4. I'm pretty sure it goes to 100,000 if it's a whole year.
Hmm.
Well, no, it's 52 weeks. 1,000 times 52 is 52,000.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh wait, I was thinking of a different sum then.
You were thinking there were 26 fortnights, so you double it.
Yeah.
But 1K week is not Tamara's goal.
No.
No.
So yes, Anne-Marie read it so correctly that, there's so much money in Tamara's pot that how many Ks does she need to make in a week to make 100K?
Two.
Exactly. Is that far off?
No.
And would you like to share with the group what's your goal per week?
What's my goal per week? It was $1,000 per week.
Ah, here you go. How long do you take you to get there?
From our call this afternoon.
Well done. Well done. So your 5K months is not that far up.
No.
You'll reach that this month. Easy.
Yep.
Well done. We need to start giving awards. It's like 5K months, 10K months. What the Anna?
What'd you say, Anna?
Nothing, honey. I'm just typing.
Okay.
Is people still asleep? Like Tamara just made a 1K week.
Congratulations.
Yes, Evie.
Yes,
Yes, that's the
baby.
one.
I was busy
Sorry,
writing.
that's the one.
They were busy
I
typing. They were busy
wasn't-
typing.
Yeah, I was deep in thought and yeah. Congratulations, baby.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
Well, 1,000 is the minimum wages for someone who go to work. But how many hours did you work to get your 100K a week? I'm just prophesying. How many hours did you work to get to your 1,000K? 1,000.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours this week.
To get to
So
your 1,000.
that's
8 hours at most. Yep.
$160 an hour. Cool.
Nothing to sneeze at.
No.
Power girl, power woman. I like that. Coming off up there.
Yeah. Well done. Congratulations, Tamara. Who wants to say, I want to have what she is having? Who's here?
Yeah, me.
I'm getting there.
Me too, slow like a turtle.
Yay!
I know.
I'm like a
That's
tortoise.
the energy we want. Everyone stand up and dance now.
Oh, really?
Yes, just a little bit of this, you know. 1, 2, 3.
I'm not bringing your bra, so hang on. Let me just roll it up. I noticed the silence. I noticed the silence. I'm just rolling. There we
I
go.
can't see it. Okay, Tamara, who is Anne Marie? Who is Anne Marie? I didn't get my full payment, but I got half of it, which is still a win.
Yes, it's
Did
a
some
win.
business idea and
So
structure.
good tomorrow.
So it is easy on me mentally. Oh, who's on the chat say I can't go to uni and drop one subject last week?
I dropped the subject.
Yay.
Good on you. Good
Oh,
girl.
How do you
Jazz
feel, honey?
hands, jazz
How do you
hands.
feel, darling?
Really?
Yeah, I bet you do.
Hmm.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Absolutely. I think I'm the
And
slowest
I'm-
old fart in the room, but anyway.
Well, just so we can point this out for you, my darling, Miss Anne Marie, I'm glad that you made the decision because you knew what you had to do, but you just had to do it yourself.
Mhm.
Okay. And you look so much more relaxed.
Relaxed.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I'm
Yep.
very proud of you, honey.
Big
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, absolutely
Mm.
big win.
Is that the closable sum that you got payment for?
Hmm?
Are you willing to share how much you pocketed this week, even though it might not be a full payment?
This was last week's payment that I got this week. So this week, I haven't completed the full week yet, but last week, it's over $1,000.
It was approximately $1,485.
We're not including Tash though.
No, we're not actually. So yeah, so almost she'll get close to $2,000 a week if she's good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
I think so. Yeah.
Well done.
And if we end up doing the catering, it'll be even more for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100,000 a year, Anne Marie.
I did I did reach out to my old boss actually and asked him how much roughly would I charge per hour. And he was saying, well, it depends on this, and this, but you could charge from, I think it was from 50 to 120 an hour, he said.
Yep.
Oh,
Or
So-
depending on what you're providing, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Depending. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Depends on where the party is. 2 rack is $1,200 an hour.
Well, that's where I want to go.
It's not where you see yourself in one of those houses telling people what to do. It's not you guys. I don't know what's my contact lens doing to me all day. But how come no one's jumping up and down for Anne Marie? 14.
We just
I
did.
You did.
What do you think? Put your glasses on, honey.
This is like, I can't
Her
see.
contacts are playing up. She can't see us.
Well,
We're
go
keeping
get
you
your
up.
glasses, honey. Get your glasses, baby. You still look beautiful anyway. So,
Yeah. Thanks, mommy.
there you go.
Anne Marie. Successful Evie. Yeah, you got, what is it? You got like, you leave after a week of your work.
I've
you
survived after almost a week.
change,
It's
you
been
met
huge catch up.
EA, make a mistake with a student and share today. Had the student able to speak to me about what is it about, Evie? What is it to celebrate about that?
So what happened was at first aid on Tuesday, I kind of didn't have my patient hat on, and I was very intolerable, and this lady just wasn't getting the program, and I kind of lost my patience with her, and so I wasn't a very nice human being. Like, not, you know, for me it was, you know, I just was very short with her and corrected her to do a technique correctly, and I wasn't aware of how that landed with her. And so in the classroom today, I was sharing about experiences in industry, what you come across, and how as human beings, you know, how we need to be able to communicate. If there's any issues, bring it forward, and talk about it rather than let things fester and it end up turning into some toxic thing bigger than being hurt. And so she asked if she could speak to me. And she came up to me and she said, you know, this is how this made me feel. And after your talk today, I feel that I can come to you and share this, because how I was feeling was I didn't want to come back to class. And I said to her, look, I apologize for that. And I had to flash back. I had to think back. I go, just let me think about what was it that I did that made you feel uncomfortable? And she said, I felt humiliated in front of everybody that you did that. And I said to her, when I looked back, I went, okay, I'll take that. I said, I apologize for the way that made you feel. And yes, I could have done that a lot better. And then when I looked back at it, I went, yep, I can see that how that could land. That was me being very intolerant and
Hang on, Eugene.
and not what was the word I used before? Intolerant and anyway, it wasn't. I said it was bad behavior, and I appreciate how brave you are to actually come to me to share that in your, because she was in a very vulnerable state. And she said to me, after your talk today, I could see how spiritual you are and what you are standing for, and you've got some amazing qualities that after our talk now, she said, I was going to leave the class, but after the class now, I feel really good. So she's hugging and loving on me and all that stuff, because I owned it. Because, you know, I can see sometimes that you don't realize in the heat of something, or I'm always sharing with the students to leave your shit at the door. But if I've got like all that overwhelm going on in work with all the deadlines I've have for catching up for 3 weeks, I'd actually brought stuff into the classroom, aware of it. And then when I tried to show this lady so many times how to do a technique and she still wasn't getting it, I showed up as that, you know, like that kind of thing, and not realizing how my communication can affect someone else. Internally, I was already fed up with work, let alone not her, but just fed up, and that just impacted me, which impacted the student, which it had a ripple-on effect. But having be able to share and communicate in the classroom had everyone see as well, like giving them tools how to deal with it, and her actually being that brave enough to come to me to talk to me was a win for me. I thought that was just amazing. So had I not shared today, I possibly could have had gone into the office to have a conversation with the manager rather than a conversation with the student. So yeah, it was a good lesson for me, and it was a great lesson for her and for everybody. So it was a win for me.
Beautiful.
I'm sorry for that, be so long-winded, but it was really, I realized how easy our communication styles and our mood, our internal world, how it can impact on others. And sometimes you're not even aware of it. It's like, get out of my way, or you should know better attitude, like that, and I can see how that can, and it affects me when people are like that. So I owned it, and yeah, I said thank you so much. From that, I've learned something. I'll be more aware that to be be more effective in my communication style. So yeah. And it was thank you from her, and all loved up, and have a new best friend. Yeah, no, it was good. It was a really good outcome. Yeah, and just to be able to have that awareness and own it as well, like maybe in older days I mightn't have even been aware of that I was like that, or that it was that I was even showing, because on the outside I'm still smiling. It's not showing up as being aggressive or like that energy you've got. It's not even aggressive, but you know what I mean. But can appear aggressive to some people depending on where they're from or their mindset. And what I had done to her turned out in our conversation, the conversation that I had with her, where I was able to be really present to listen. What showed up for her was a trigger. So by me being the impatient and not tolerant of her, my expectations were high of her, and I know, and that person that I showed up as triggered her something from her childhood. You know, that she's not good enough. And, you know, I've embarrassed her in front of everybody else. So everyone else will think she's not good enough. No one would have even taken any notice. Maybe some did, I wouldn't know, but maybe some people wouldn't have taken any notice. But what mattered was that it affected her. So, yeah, I owned it.
Beautiful.
Right.
That's
Eva.
good. That's
That's
good.
good.
Sorry, I'm late, ladies.
Thank you. Eva. But I'm interested, Evie, when
Hi.
you say leave your sheet at the door when you go to work, how would that apply that into your other areas of life?
Everywhere
Mhm.
when you're showing up with people.
Mhm.
You know, if you I mean, that affects everywhere. Walking down the street, going shopping. You're bringing that energy. It's your frequency that you're emitting to everybody, whether you're realizing it or not. But to talk and communicate is how you clear it, and you need to clear it. And that's what I was trying to bring to the team's attention, is that there's so much toxicity out in the workplace, and I've had to deal with the bullying in that. It's predominantly in health, which is crazy, because we're all there as healers and people, you like Denise, you know, it's like you're working with the nurses and it's their shit, it's not our shit. But if you're a person that's direct, it can affect some people as well. But if you're direct and you have an attitude or you've had a bad day and you bring in it can impact everyone. And then what can happen if you've got people that are been triggered, who are not brave enough to share that vulnerability or to challenge you or to speak with you how they're feeling, it becomes a toxic workplace. Because now I go to Anna and go, she said blah, 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 blah. But I'm not just saying it to Anna, I'm saying it to all of you ladies in the group. Now I'm a bully. That's bullying. Where we're standing around going, oh, yeah, I had an experience like that and blah, blah, blah. They're feeding into that negativity. So I've just brought the room down into a low energy frequency, rather than if I went to a trusted friend and only spoke to them, they could possibly say, have you tried to see it like that? Yeah, I hear what you're saying, blah, blah, blah. They're being more supportive. They're not being, you know, feeding into the energy, or I'm making that frequency bigger by talking to mass people. And in industry, that's what people tend to do. They'll get a trigger. They're stressed out, and I get it. We're all stressed out, but they don't feel like there's any safe place to go. So rather than speak to the person direct or a manager to share how they're feeling, they'll talk in mass on a group. And the group, because we're all trained to be absolutely, you know, polite, well-mannered, we're not allowed, you shouldn't, or I remember getting smacked on the head if I'd sort of said anything cheeky to somebody that was disrespectful by my mum. You know, like you had to be nice to people. You can't be rude. You had to always be nice. So you're always bottling things down when really you want to say, I don't like that dress, or I don't like that, or I don't like the way that person spoke to you. You weren't allowed to speak out. So it's good that if in a workplace, and if I can get them at that grassroots level when they're in the classroom and share those experiences of what happens out there and give them tools that help them and share real life experiences, they sit back and go, oh, hell yeah, that's not just in that industry. I've come across that in school or in the Mothers Club or the whatever, because it tends to be a very human thing that we do. We'll feed into the negativity rather than pull people out of it. You know, so
Great. Thank you for sharing. Sorry,
you're welcome.
I was just going to ask, so how do you feel, honey? Do you feel like
Very empowered.
You know, you feel empowered?
I feel empowered. I feel that, you know, it could have been that I feel like I made an impact today because I have enabled somebody to the space to actually confront me with something that they weren't happy about.
Okay.
Right? To actually feel like that she had shared so vulnerably. I mean, she was crying, she was upset, it clearly affected her. Right. And then as we were able to dig deeper about it, we was able to uncover, and she was then had the awareness herself that she'd been triggered. You know, so but it's still, this is how it made her feel. And it was like, yeah, it gave me an opportunity to reflect on my communication style as well. Because, and I said to her, look, you know, and she was complimenting me about everything else that I do, how well I train, that I'm very good with the instructions, how caring I am, spiritual I am. She could see all that about me, that I was a good person, not a bad person. And so, and that was nice to get that feedback, yeah. So in that it was, you know, and the ability to give her the whole space for her while she spoke as well was
Okay.
good, rather than be the person that's on the defensive. Yeah,
Okay.
like, I didn't, or making all the excuses for, well, hell, I owned it. I went, yeah, I could have done that better. I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. You've just given me something to think about and I can improve on. I'm not perfect. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a human being, and you know, this is what happened to me. I was in a space of, yeah, I was impatient and intolerable, and I apologize.
Well
Good
done.
coaching.
Well done.
Yeah,
Good. Yeah.
thank
Good.
you.
Thank you. The
It's
name
really good. It's really good, Evie, that you allow someone to pick that up for you. That's fantastic. It's great.
Yeah, so
Because when
it's-
you can't pick those things up for yourself and deal with them and then forgive yourself and move on, if you have the opportunity, obviously, to address it, you can. I did a similar thing yesterday to that guy on the centre end of the phone from Centrelink,
Yep.
who was just asking me the most ridiculous questions like, have you been in jail? And all sorts of stupid things. And I was very short with him. And when I got off the phone, I went, yes, you could have brought your better self there, Denise. Anyway, that's what it is. Forgive yourself, move on.
yeah,
You're never going to have that conversation again. It's okay. You'll be okay. So I dealt with it differently because I don't have an avenue of redress. So I was really pleased that I was able to pull it up very quickly. By the time I hung the phone up, I was going, you know, what are you doing, Denise? So
Oh.
yeah, it's it happens to all of us, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
it does happen to all of us. None of us we're
Yeah.
human. It's in
Yeah.
our humanness. Yeah.
Catherine, you
Right,
asked me what?
So what do you mean by you have a client but not yet ready to take a client?
Oh, well, I have somebody who's approached me to treat her daughter with depression, but I'm not quite ready to do that. I'm still I'm only in module 5 out of 15 modules, so not feeling that I am able to do that. I might be able to have a conversation with her, but not to actually treat her. So that I might take on. So but it was really nice for someone to
Or
say,
as a
it's an acquaintance's daughter. So
what I meant by, did she ask you, could you treat my daughter with depression being a nurse or bring
from the course that I'm doing, the therapy course that I'm doing, she did ask me to do it from the course.
Okay.
Potential lead.
Yeah, I've had a few, but this is one that sort of goes. Lots of people said, "Oh, well, when you're finished, yes, you know, you can practice on me," or I've had a few say, "I'll pay to come and see you then."
Is it possible that they see that you have something that they need, and
Yeah.
that although you're doing your course, that maybe you just sit down and have a chat, not put forward any
Yeah, that's what I
advice,
said.
but yeah, so have a chat with them because they trust you, Denise.
Yeah.
And that's really important. And the qualifications are great. Yeah, there's lots of people with qualifications that I don't fucking trust.
Yeah,
Right?
there's
So
a
Anne
league.
Marie, that's- everybody understands when I'm saying that, but you know, maybe just having a chat can also so you can derive that information and
Yeah.
find out.
I have to be careful with the legal ramifications of it. So because I'm not registered with any therapy organisation in Australia, so
she's
but
asked
still.
for therapy, not just going to have a chat and see how she is.
She asked me if I could treat her, and I said, not at the moment, but she said, could I have a chat? And I said, yes, and I was with a view to treating her down the track.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic.
I'm pleased.
Absolutely. Well done. That is fantastic. Yay.
Yeah.
That's a great win.
Great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Miss Anna O'Brien.
Thank
Well
you.
done. All right, since you're just speaking, like explain to all of us about your win. Is like you're doing so much here.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to talk about?
Share your
the investment we're talking about, or we're talking about what I'm doing behind the scenes, or how I'm helping other people with their websites, or how we're helping other people with, no, there's lots of things that we're doing. And look, and when people reach their goals, I feel like I've reached a goal. I have my goals, and that's to make sure that I help anyone that asks me to help. That I'm there for anyone that asks me to help. That I'm there, yeah, spiritually or physically, whatever. Okay, and for myself, absolutely, because they heal, I heal.
Mama Bear.
Oh,
Linda, what's your win for the week?
Beautiful, Hannah.
It's been a strange week, a lot of life going on.
What's
But we
been
had a situation yesterday that we'd done something but didn't, well, better off telling the story. We put our club that goes on the steering wheel for security from one car to another. But when we got there, we had to travel to Brisbane. When we got there, we put the bar on, but then we didn't realise we didn't have the key. So instead of really blaming each other, we both took responsibility and saying, well, you know, it's my fault too. So we both said it's our fault. So we ended up thinking about how to do it, made a couple of phone calls, and then got one of my brothers from Brisbane to come down to us, pick us up, bring us all the way back here, grab the keys, take us all the way back. And then he went all the way home. So we eventually got home. It all worked out well, but we weren't at each other. We both agreed that, you know, we made a mistake and we learned we're not going to have it again. So we've got the one club, but we got a key in one car and a key in the other. So yeah, it all worked out.
that's great.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's a good story.
I just got to pay my brother for the fuel and a carton of Coke. The fuel and the toll fees, and yeah, and a carton of Coke.
Yeah.
Worth it. It was really worth it. And meanwhile, we had a really good conversation, which we haven't had for a little while. So,
Is that with your
Yeah.
brother or hubby, or both?
brother.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sounds like a win-win.
It was really good. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get the discussion going. We're
What's
talking
your
about the
win
world.
this week, Catherine, before you start? What's the win for you this week?
Oh, it's beautiful to seeing you guys again in
Of
Australia.
course, we're just the best. Hang on.
Too much.
Too much skin.
Okay. Well, not enough for me.
Okay, let's get started because there's a lot to catch up because we covered so much on Monday about wealth creation. I want to hear from all of you guys because you all were on the call. So what's been happening since then? I know Denise have a huge mindset shift, but how about the rest?
I've had a
Okay.
huge shift after a couple of conversations this week. Realised where my difficulty with wealth creation was born, where it started, why I live in that scarcity mindset. So it's just being thankful for those lessons that I learned in my childhood and knowing that, yes, they happened and those lessons have been learnt, but have also impacted the way some things are done today. The way that, you know, so that's been important for me to be grateful for that and change my mindset around it all.
Well done, honey.
Mm.
You've been planning quietly, not realizing you're planning. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I keep getting told that by
Freaks me
people.
out, fucking mate, seriously. Like, well done.
Ooh, I know, what a big shift, isn't it?
Mm.
So is that 3 words that you're going to cut it out from your dictionary. I have no money.
Don't have money.
Yep,
How
I'm
many of you
gonna,
have no money? Please.
I used to think that. I don't anymore.
Fantastic. So write it everywhere on your walls.
No, it's
well,
right in here.
No, because I'd like you to sell a house with "I have money."
Yeah.
It's just a lot psychological thing.
Oh, she has plenty of money. I just saw it. It's like a walk of money. Like I just saw that. You know what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Anyone else like to share?
I did something different.
Mm-hmm.
So usually when we have like birthday parties or something and we go out, my parents usually pay for me and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I told my mum to plan a dinner, book the table for however many people, and I will pay for it.
Very
Well
nice.
Nice.
done, honey. How did that make you
Nice.
feel? Well done.
Really
It's
good.
empowering, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Proud of you, baby.
Good.
Proud of you.
What is
Awesome.
it that about that you decide that you pay the bill?
What is it that I desire, or was it what does it
Or is
What-
it that
how does it make me
is it
feel?
that you pay the bill yourself? Like, oh, would be nice someone pay the bill so I don't have to spend the money.
Well, I saw it as paying for the bill because so they didn't have to pay. So they didn't have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a lot for me, so I'm returning
Even
the bill.
back. Yeah, beautiful.
Paying back, honey. Paying.
Money comes in, money
Paying-
goes out. Money comes in, money goes out. So yeah, if you keep it all, it doesn't go out, so it doesn't come in.
Oh, I don't know.
It's flowing.
Mm,
All right.
You gotta have it
Right.
flowing in and out.
that's
Did
right.
did you hear that, Evie? Did you hear
Mine
that,
just keeps
Evie?
flowing out because I'm still not budgeting.
That's not, no. You're meant- no, because money is coming, and you should be thanking.
I do.
Thank you for the money. Put
I
it
do.
out
You
there,
see
honey.
that? I've got a tap that you open. It's a picture of a tap that's open and the money's just pouring out of it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Comes easily. Money comes easily. I love money.
Money loves you.
Money loves me.
All right.
Come
So
on,
since-
Linda. Linda was going to say something. Go, babe.
I can't remember if it was this morning or yesterday. I started thinking about money. And I think I realized one of the times in my childhood, I remember sitting down on the floor with mum, and then she was telling me about all these different things, how she'd do all this sewing and all that so that we could have the money, because there's 5 of us. I've got 4 brothers. And she even made pajama pants. She would cut them up and stitch them and turn them into tea towels. So things like that probably put that limitation in my head. But I haven't worked on it yet, so I don't know how to do that. So
That's just frugal living.
Hmm,
I love frugal living.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, in the modern world, we'll call it like, that's a minimalist, like one thing you turn. But in fact, it really depends. I mean, in your parents' day, money did really hard to come by.
Mm.
So she be resourceful.
yeah.
I was just gonna say recycling, resourceful,
Mm,
upcycling, reusing.
yeah. Being green.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. However, that's an action. But what you're pointing is, what is the limiting belief you have formed in your mind?
That's right. It's about the
Yeah.
thought and the words and the
Yeah.
pictures you put in your head. Yeah. I mean, we were frugal. My mother
Be
knitted,
careful with
she
the
made all
money.
my clothes. and all of that sort of stuff. And I was fine with hand knitted jumpers and everything. Everybody loved them.
Mm.
My clothes were always beautiful. And I wouldn't have thought that we lived in with poverty if she would have just purchased a pair of jeans for me. Just one pair of jeans would have been nice. And that was the thing that topped me over to a poverty state rather than a frugal state, a state of being careful with money.
Mm.
Pair of jeans wasn't going to break the bank, but it was certainly going to make me feel much, much better.
Mm.
Because all other friends have a new pair of jeans every
That's
year.
right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I have beautiful clothes, but yeah, just a pair of jeans, thanks.
Okay, interesting. So it's how this idea formed, right? Okay, anyone ready for a story?
Yes.
Does anyone here knows about a Hello Kitty? There's a doll, there's Japanese Hello Kitty. Everyone knows about Hello Kitty?
Yes. My two granddaughters know all about it, like Kitty.
It's still happening at my time, during my day. Hello Kitty was really big as well. So, is it my parents really poor? I don't think so. In those days, in the 70s, when I was going to kindergarten, it cost $60 a month to send me to a private school. In the 70s, $60. Just don't even think about the conversion rate, but $60 in the 70s. Imagine how much it was. Then I went to this private school. My parents found a way to put me through schooling. Then one day, these friends of mine, I won't say she was like so-called filthy rich, but to be honest, I went to this prestigious school that I actually had friends live in the mid-level of Hong Kong. If you guys been to the Hong Kong, you know where the mid-level, which is the 2 rank. And these friends would have maid to come and pick them up. They will be riding a BMW. No, in those days, not BMW. It's the old branded BMW. Okay. In those days, people have to be really rich in that sense. So I have no idea. Unfortunately, just a car, nice. Okay. And then these friends of ours is probably become a family friends. Live close by. My mom and her mom get really, well together. So we spend a lot of time. So I've been to her home, which is about the same as my home. So she sat down with me to say, Catherine, the poorest student in this school will at least have one piece of Hello Kitty product. And my mom brought me up just like Linda, being resourceful, being simple. She doesn't want me to trace after the singer, the actor, the actress. So I didn't get to watch movies and things like that. So neither will be all these, I would say in those days, it must be the branded name with Hello Kitty. But what went through my mind is like, oh, I'm quite right when you say the poorest student will at least have one piece of Hello Kitty. It went into my thought. We must be so cool that I don't even fucking know what's a Hello Kitty at that time.
Oh,
And but that thought is like, we must be so poor.
yeah.
We are poor. Okay, even I have money, I said, no, I have no money because I thought I still have the mortgage to pay. I still have my car loan to pay. I still have those, it took me ages to realize that seeded deeply in me that I'm poor in the subconscious. Okay.
It doesn't take much, does it? Just something somebody says, something somebody does, and yeah.
So especially in your formative year with the children, that's why I don't say to Alex, you're bad, you're naughty. It's like, no, okay, what happened? Oh, you did something. Okay. Is that good? No good. You make fun of your friends, but what would happen if your friend was doing the same thing to you? How would you feel? Bad. So do you want to feel bad? Do you want to be the person to make people feel bad? Okay. But we are the moral of the story is like, we need to understand that what is the thought coming to us? Do we give it energy? Or do we say, I cut this out? Okay. Some time ago, we actually did the money exercise that we write it down to say goodbye to those limiting belief and burn it. Okay. And Denise,
I did that. Mhm.
of a time travel to watch those call. Okay. So the question for you guys is right now, is there something came up to you in your mind that is still like, I have no money, I'm poor, money doesn't come to me, I need to work.
No,
in
I was
order-
just thinking of cutting off Hello Kitty's head off, but that's
That's-
because
actually-
I didn't like dolls. I just didn't like the dolls. I didn't like dolls. But there was a reason for it, guys.
yeah.
So I didn't get dolls. I was really happy with records, and that was it.
Yeah. Okay. But I told Catherine about the story, and the next day I got a Hello Kitty, so I must be rich now.
Oh, look at that. Instant.
Oh, he's a good man. He's a good man. But anyway, so the question is, it doesn't speak loudly in your head all the time, but it's not going into your mind because it's deep down sitting in your body and you can feel it.
Mm.
When you are aware of it, do we still give that the energy? Or Tamara and I just spoke about it. When we are aware of those negative energy that's still in us, we thank the energy for the lesson and send it off. So it's symbolic that we cut the ties.
Yep.
Okay. So it's just like peeling the onions. So
Must
what-
say, I feel a little challenged at the moment, having not worked for 4 months and taken some money out of my super to live on. And obviously after 4 months is a dwindling amount in there, but I keep, going, there's money's coming, there's enough money to pay the bills, and the job will start soon. It's not a problem. Everything's paid for. I don't need to worry about anything, and all of that. But I must admit, just every little now and then, when I look at my bank account, because I have to do something, pay a bill or do something, I see the numbers, and I just have to remind myself to move the decimal point and see it as a different number, and things like that. So I find it a little challenging at the moment, but still I'm viewing it with positivity.
Okay. So remember, we draw the line that is like, the money is dwindling. So in the opposite, on Monday, what you did, your little person in the middle with that magnetic field. On the opposite, what thought could that turn into for you? Money is dwindling, or money is?
Money's on its way.
Yeah.
Money's flowing.
Right.
Mhm.
Good. Good. That probably will be your mantra for the week, Denise.
It's been the mantra for the last 4 months.
Okay. Okay. Then instead of just saying it's a mantra for the last 4 months, then we'll ask. Not that you have done anything wrong, you know about the mantra for knowing, okay? But how about the feelings?
Well, the feelings are, I'm really enjoying not working. I'm really enjoying spending this time doing my study. I'm really enjoying living where I am and having all of the, Mother Nature close by. I'm enjoying my social life and everything. And I've had to retweak that a bit to, I really want this job. This job is going to benefit my lifestyle, and this job has longevity for me. So the job needs to come. It's just about retweaking that more than retweaking my attitude towards money, I believe. I mean, I could be wrong, and I'm happy to be questioned over. It's not a problem. I think that I keep looking for balance between lifestyle and work life, and all of that. Asking for balance.
It's not whether it's right or wrong, but you point out another thing is, it's not about the money. He said, I need to really tell myself that I really want this job, or this job is for
Mm.
me. So what
Yeah.
is another mindset? And can anyone hear the subtlety about what's really
Mhm.
about?
Hmm.
Tamara, you said,
It's- I was going to say, yeah, because it's about the lifestyle. The job will benefit my lifestyle. The job will add to my lifestyle. The job will add to my life.
Mhm.
Mm.
What does that really mean to Denise then?
Yeah, it will add a layer. So it means that the things that I like to do, the things that I participate in on a regular basis, will continue without interruption, without concern that I may not be able to afford to do them. Yeah.
Okay.
Without restriction.
Yeah,
Mm.
without restriction. Yeah, it's interesting. Thanks, Tamara, because that's the thing that I might have struggled a little bit with, and I do pull myself up from time to time. Is the exact wording, but that was just a free flow word that did come out, and I'm often aware that I need to readdress such words. But thank you.
Mm. 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 Okay, so I'm curious. Do you really want this job?
In the past, I have said if I never work another day in my life, I won't care. And that was when I was having several bad days, like Evie was just talking about her day on Tuesday. And lots of night duty and all those sorts of things. I had lots of reasons to say that. I don't have those reasons anymore. This job doesn't give me the reasons to say that. It certainly gives me the opportunity to stay here in Darwin for a bit longer, change my pre-retirement lifestyle and change my retirement lifestyle to something that is much more appealing than the work that I was doing before. Yes, I do really want this job.
Mm. Do you feel that when you say, I really want this job? Do you have that, energy in your heart? Yes.
Yeah, I put my hand up and say I didn't to start with, but I do really want this job now. I really believe that it will add to my lifestyle and it will give me everything that I need to sort of complete the circle, so to speak. So yeah, yes,
Beautiful.
I do. I really do want this job.
Mm. Okay, then I'll give you the specific homework that would you like to
Okay.
go back and watch the call on Monday when you said, I saw 230K on my balance. Look at that face. Look at that face. Can you guys see that? Look, can you see that face?
I know, and I was doing a similar thing on the drive into town last night, picturing my bank account with certain amount of money in it, and going, "Yep, that's my bank account." And I was doing that. So yeah, like I said, I don't have any adverse thoughts or feelings when I'm not looking at my bank account. And it's not that it's so negative when I do look at it, it's just that it reminds me, I guess.
Yeah.
And I know that all the money that's in there is allocated for what it needs to be allocated for. And I'm not concerned about it because I know the job and the money are coming and my lifestyle will continue as it is. And that's awesome. And yes, another $230,000 will pop into my bank account anytime soon.
Okay. So it's not about whether you're concerned or not. It's the thought. We often,
Yes.
not just you, for all of us here, we have the head knowledge. Oh, I'll manifest 250K into my bank account. I'll manifest. So I must have that through my business. I must have to work in order for money coming. You don't know that. Okay. We don't know that. Your job will add into your lifestyle, but out of the blue, someone say, can you see my daughter? Okay. Because that's a sense of authority. People know you can do something for them. That's more than money.
Mm.
Can't buy.
Mm.
All right. So it's how we carry ourselves in our thought and our heart is that to magnify that energy. When people look at you, they'll say, I'll have what she's having.
Yeah.
For those who can see people's aura. For those who can feel it. Who do you attract to? So feel the energy. Even for yourself, I can't see, like, Tamara say, oh, I see this. I feel like, okay, I feel it, but I can't see whatever, I feel it. Okay. So for you guys, when you know that there's a magnetic field, it's like, just even do this and you can feel the energy around you. You can sense it yourself. Okay. Now, anyone would like to share? Because I think this is going very deep for everyone. Is to have the breakthrough. So Linda, you don't have to think about it, but ask, what is this blockage is about money? At the beginning, the reason you had was you didn't want to come into contact. We have very little money coming in. I was like, little money? Linda, I'm calling you out now. Because on the call, you're actually telling me, we're just going to pick up 2 electrical bikes last year. I thought, lady's got money, but her mindset is telling her that I have no money. So think about it. For those who have done the 7 days soul journeys, I will tell you about. You guys are all top 20% most richest peoples on earth because you can afford to have internet and you have a device to come on the Zoom.
Mm.
So who need to snap themselves on the face now? I have no money. When you can sit on the Zoom and just comfortably at home talking to me around Australia. We're actually the top 20% richest people on earth.
It's a far cry from my childhood, I can tell you.
All right. All right. Something is sinking into each of your heart. What would that be? Anyone would like to share?
We are rich in lots of ways. I've just finished doing like 2-week study on depression. Mate, we are rich in our attitude. We are rich in our friendships, and we are rich in our value in this community and in other communities that we are in. And that richness is something that we need to be appreciative of and, celebrate, because that process of celebrating and enriching ourselves will make it tenfold and will spread, to other people as well. When we have richness in a community, of richness of heart, then it does spread and it does make everybody's life just so much better. It's one of the reasons why we get on so well in this container, is that there's honesty in here, and that's not something that you get in every community that you're involved in, and that's wealth.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree 100%.
Good. Beautiful. Anyone else? Linda, is there something we could help you tonight?
I think I'm right at the moment, thanks.
Good. All right. Which means time for me to go for dinner.
Which she's been waiting for.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful share. As Denise said, we are very vulnerable here, and we are willing to share because we all could learn from one another.
Absolutely. Well done, Denise. Well done.
I don't feel, I just want to add, I don't feel vulnerable here. So,
No, it's not about you feeling vulnerable, honey. It's because you've talked about the stuff that makes you vulnerable. You talk about and you express how you feel. And we are with you, honey, because we all understand where you are. We all understand in some way how you got there with your thoughts. We may not be in the same position as you, but we do understand.
Mm.
And the vulnerability comes from the fact that we actually talk about the shit we have fucking got ourselves into.
And out of.
And how, yes, that's correct. And that we accept there is no judgment here, honey.
That's what I mean. Because there's no judgment, there is no vulnerability.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but vulnerability in itself is about talking about oneself. I would not have spoken to people outside this group about where I have been and what's happened to me. It is totally different. So talking to you and talking to all these beautiful women in this group has given me a platform where I can turn around and go, hey, fuck, I do understand where you guys have been. I have been in this shithole myself. All right? Yeah, okay, I might be strong, but I'm also willing to tell you, hey, I've had all this shit happen to me, and I don't like talking about the past, and Catherine knows this because I've always looked towards the future. I've always looked towards the next day. I've always accepted the new day. When the new days come, I've just gone, thank you for letting me witness it, because I've been in a position where I've not been there. So I'm just grateful for every fucking day I have, and every day that I speak to you ladies, I'm fucking blessed. Okay? So vulnerability is not about us not being safe. It's about us being able to fucking talk. Right? Just talk about how we feel, because our best friends could not cope with us, who generally all of us are really strong. And oh my God, if she starts crying or if she starts getting emotional, oh my God, what's happened with Anna? Oh my God, we've got to go because it's Anna.
How are we going to cope if our strong friends not? If our strong friends not coping, how am I going to cope?
That's right. So here I have been more than vulnerable, Denise. No one outside this fucking group that I love know what I've gone through. Well, yeah, because I trust you. You accept the fact of the person I am. You may not have to love me or like me, but you understand me. Because part of you has gone through what I have fucking gone through. My best friends wouldn't understand, because what they do is they go, oh, we'll just live in the norm. It's okay. I'll stay married to a man I can't stand, a man who can't love me, touch me, or make love to me. Oh, I'll just stay there because it's safe. Whereas Anna's just gone, this isn't right. It isn't safe. I don't like it. Get off. So I lose things as I go, because I go, this is not acceptable. This is not who I am. This is not where I want to be. And I'm just grateful that you guys listen. I'm just so grateful for that. That's what the vulnerability is. That's what I'm referring to. How many of your friends truly understand the shit and pain you've gone through?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah. And how many would understand the shit and pain I've gone through? Most of them wouldn't even fucking know what I've gone through. Right? But hey, I'm safe here. I can talk to you people. I can turn around and say, sisters, this is what I feel. This is how I am. This is what I've been through. And that's okay, because someone else in this group, all of you have gone through something. So when we speak, we speak. Don't hold back, because nobody here is going to judge you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your father. I'm not your grandmother, grandfather, whoever right? I'm the person of reason who says speak because I love you, right? How many of us have been told not to speak?
Yeah.
Right? Speak, scream, shout, yell. I think, you know what? Catherine should have a day where we go, all right, you guys want to shout? Here's, go for it. Scream, shout, swear, whatever you want.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That's right. Because let me tell you, your friends couldn't cope with half the shit. You're super intelligent.
Oh, excuse me.
You're
Yeah.
all super intelligent. You're super achievers, right? Your friends are still stuck in the same shit. Oh, what did you see what Carol bought the other day? She got a new car. Oh my God. We're going to go for this restaurant. It's so good. Right?
Oh my God, we just did it on Tuesday.
We did.
Guess
We did.
what? Guess what? I licked the bowl. Guys, just to prove a point.
Oh, she was licking the saucepan last night.
That's right.
I'm not surprised.
I am grateful.
What did you make, Tamara?
Roast pork,
Or
with
roast
the
pork
beef
belly.
gravy, and
Oh,
the
yum.
applesauce with chili and a dash of lemon, and she had a chili chutney. Am I right?
Your plum jam in it as well.
Yeah, that too. I forgot about
Oh,
that.
I just ate my plum jam.
No,
Nice.
you got to have her plum jam, mate, because I drip it on everything. And I don't even eat peanut butter,
With
but I
cutting
try
a
peanut
banana?
butter with the drill. Yep. So that's all I'm saying, guys. This is not just a podium. This is our home. This is our place. You can talk about anything and everything, and it won't fucking matter. What anybody else out there thinks. What matters is what you think and how you feel. That's why I love this place. Because I can tell you how I feel, and you can go, oh my God, Anna's in it. She's having a tirade, but we love her anyway. Oh, it's her love language. She's shouting. No, it's actually, that's the way I speak. It's the way I speak, honey. It's the way you speak. You speak with confidence and authority. Does that make you arrogant? No, but that's what you get called, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, absolutely, because you know what you're talking about, but hang on, you shouldn't know because you're a woman. That's one thing, right?
Look at the
Am I
size of
hitting a
her.
nerve?
What does
Am I
she
hitting a
know?
nerve?
I don't know how
We
many
can-
times I've heard that.
So how many of us have actually sat down and gone to, what was it? Somebody said to me, oh, that's right. I love this bit. Oh, well, I didn't know you would know that sort of thing. And I've gone, why? Because I have a vagina. I have a vagina.
Yeah.
I should have knowledge. Right? Come on, mate. Get with the times. It doesn't matter
Okay,
whether I have
let's
a
get
vagina or
into here. Like, who's been here saying, oh, you're not just a pretty face.
Oh, yeah.
I can definitely tell you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Only kidding. All right. Yep. But it's like, now it's like, bless you, darling. There's something in here.
You know what I love about all this is I actually feel you. I have a connection. I've opened myself up and I'm accepted.
Mm.
So I know when some of you feel, when you guys are down, when you guys need someone. I feel you, Denise. I know that you're in a quandary, but you're okay because you're not scared of that. You accept. And you
Yeah.
turn around and you challenge me, which is fantastic. I'm not scared of your challenging. Your analytical way and the atheist or whatever you want to do. I don't care. I love you just the way you are, honey. Okay? How many
Thank you.
people are going to tell you that?
A few people do. I'm not going to say that it's just isolated to this group because that's not true. I've got friends
Okay,
that
that's great.
I've got lifelong friends who have to say we love you the way you are because they wouldn't love me if they didn't love me the way I was because
And that's
that-
fantastic,
because I'm
honey.
unique.
And that's fantastic. But how many of us have actually have friends that are still there that way?
I do have a small handful of friends that I can ring and talk about. I was today talking to one for 1.5 hours today, and we're like that, and we've been friends for 35 years or 32 years, sorry. And yeah, I have a couple of others like that. But if you don't have long-lasting friendships like that, if they're not going to be genuine, for me, I've come this far and changed this much. If I've still got friends that I've had from 30 odd years ago, they're people that have also changed and progressed and moved along and are willing and open to accept who I am, and I'm willing and open to accept who they are and where we're coming from. And so, yeah, it's there are people out there. I'm not isolated in my longevity of friendships, which is grand. And because I speak my truth maybe a little too loudly, maybe a little too often, people either like it or love it. And if they don't like it, they move on. And if they love me, they stay.
Good on you, Denise. But put your hand up. Okay. And put forefinger down. And give this to the others.
Absolutely.
No, I don't. I don't do that to them either because
Only joking.
because that's their path. I've been on the path. I've, through what I do and what I show, I show that I can change and move, and they show that they can't. So I've gifted them a gift that they've chosen not to open. So that's that's on them, not on me. And I can still love them for who they are, but I don't have to spend time with them. I don't have to be, as involved with them as I are with other people. And I keep meeting, while I'm traveling around this country, I keep meeting more and more people that I am akin to. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Tamara, we're such a boring bunch, is it?
I'm just
Only kidding.
tired. I have such
Go to
a
sleep.
big day. I'm tired.
And I know.
I was like that this morning.
hmm
All
Yeah,
right,
I've
I
been
have
in
to-
meetings since 9 o'clock.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we love you all. We all love one
Yes.
another. We have to let you guys go either to go to bed or go to your family.
Go to art class.
Yeah, I've got things to do too.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'll see you guys on Monday, Wealth Creation. So next week we'll be talking about creativities.
Mhm.
You see who is like jumping out the most. It's like Denise like, don't, I want my bike.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Evie,
going to go
can
do
we-
my creativity.
Yeah. See you Monday.
Evie, can we
Yeah.
chat? Can we
Yeah,
chat?
sure. Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
I'm gonna call
absolutely.
you, Mum.
Bye-bye. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go and talk behind my back.
Okay.
Go,
Give me
go,
15
go, go.
Bye.
minutes. I've got to go
Take
on the
care now.
toilet.
Hey,
Okay, love
too
you.
much
Bye.
information.